I remember a time before the Cascade dried up. Here in Verda Stello, the four nations of plant and bug people flourished and thrived. But the great waterfall that fed the land slowed to a trickle, revealing a vast salt sea and unknown islands. The only guide were the words of the 13 dried carvings. The water will slow to fall, but the tides are turning. Find the infinite lake to replenish the world and discover the salmon who will grant you a wish of whatever you desire. This marks the beginning of the tide, as many green folk hauled onto ships to find the infinite lake and maybe riches, adventure, excitement, and purpose along the way. And what exactly is a salmon? Is that a berry? That was 50 years ago, and the tide rushes forward ever still. There are many stories caught on the wind between sails, but why don't we hear just one? Of a butterfly gunman with clipped wings, a ripened and explosive piece of produce, and a witch made out of tea. This is Join the Party, Camp-Paign 3, The Rising Tide.
I'll sing you a song that all green folk know.
Until the water falls home.
That only began 50 years ago.
Until the water falls home.
We seek the deep lake and a wish-granting salmon.
Until the water falls home.
So hoist up the sails and load up the cannon.
Until the water falls home.
A rush from the tide, sail through the Cascade, an adventure of ships, a ceaseless parade. I dream of roots buried in the deep below, but we can't well sleep till the water falls home.
Last time on Join the Party.
It was a beach episode. Everyone got all their bad feelings out of the way while wearing a swimsuit, and I made a game out of it. It was neat. Troy planted some magnolias who will fix up the hold. Cammy found an electric whip that she attached to Nani using terrible magics, and Umbi spent some quality time with Aubergine. So, where to next? Let's get the party started. Hey, so all of you endured watching people die, so you get to level up.
Oh, thanks, Aaron. That's really
growth.
nice.
It's neither XP nor milestone. We do trauma leveling over here. at the party.
I mean, that's just what Monster of the Week is, right?
That's true. I took that from Monster of the Week. Yeah, exactly.
Julia, that's just life. That's what life is.
I wish that's
Yeah.
what life was.
I wish I didn't regress every time I
I
had
know.
trauma.
That sounds much better.
I would love to progress from my trauma instead of regress. Yeah.
TTRPGs, our fantasy wish fulfillment.
The power fantasy that we learn from our mistakes. So we're going to go from most my wife to least my wife.
Woo!
Oh, okay. So I'm going first?
I got this on lock.
Yeah, so we're going to go Amanda, Brandon, Julia.
Wait, what?
Wow. Wait. But Eric, Julia's husband is most like your husband.
No. It's not most like my wife. This is most my wife.
Oh, most my
Brandon
wife
is your
did-
work
okay,
wife, though.
That's
That's
fair.
Most
That's
my
fair.
wife.
I
So
see.
yes,
Okay, right.
exactly.
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
mind.
We have a post-it in the office that says that Eric is my muse.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true. It's right outside,
It's right
yeah.
there, yeah. Because of all the trauma you endured, you're going from 5 to 7.
Wowie.
Woo! I watched a woman die in front of me.
Cammy leveled up to level 12, actually. Sorry.
A lot of spell slots.
A lot of spell slots.
Troy has 3 cool little feats. So the first one is light-footed, meaning difficult terrain costs me no extra movement.
Ooh.
Not a thing we use a ton, but definitely helpful and makes sense as I'm, a really good marksman and can do.
You like Legolas, where you can
Yeah.
climb on the stones that are falling.
Yeah, my dad stayed with his girlfriend in the city for 3 nights in a row, which he'd never done before, despite being born and raised in the suburbs of New York. And he's like, I'm like the Hobbit leaving the Shire for the first time. He said that joke like 4 times. He was very funny. Okay.
Brian is like 8 feet tall. It's so funny.
I know. Secondly, I have evasion. So when I'm subjected to an area effect that allows me to make a dex saving throw to take half damage, instead, if I miss, I take half damage, and if I succeed, I take no damage.
Every time Amanda's
Wow.
characters have these.
I love that.
Piece. And then finally, this is the one I didn't yet tell Eric about. This is called Gut Shot. So shout out Valdas, love you. Whenever I crit against a large or smaller creature with a ranged firearm attack, the bullet lodges itself in the target. Until they use their action to dislodge the bullet, it moves at half speed and has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Yo.
That's
But
awesome.
just so you guys know, oozes are immune, as are
Of
elementals
course.
and undead.
Sure.
Cool,
Makes
cool.
sense.
Oh man, it sucks that Chad's gonna get hit then.
Yeah,
Chad's a
gonna affect
human,
him.
so he'll still be affected, yeah.
that's tough. And I do have 54 hit points now.
Incredible. That's cool. You get such cool stuff.
Yeah, that's exciting.
The gunslinger is interesting. All right, work wife, Brandon, what do you got?
My wife. I have 45 hit points. Meow.
Nice.
And only really one other cool thing that I got was timed bombs, baby. It's called
bombs.
Time bombs.
It's called time demolition, and I can set a duration for a bomb's detonation up to 1 minute.
That's the
Ooh,
thing we needed
exciting.
last arc.
That was
I
the thing we needed
know.
last arc.
I know.
I like this because Brandon is getting actual level up class abilities on things that I would have to like massage,
Yeah.
like make you make Arcana checks for, but now you
Yeah,
can just
yeah.
do it, and I that's why I really love this particular class.
It's almost like Valdas is really good at what they do.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's almost like you can click the link in the description to see for free PDFs of our entire classes, which normally you'd have to pay for, just because like Mike from Mage Hand is really nice, and he and
Yeah.
Eric designed special versions of the PDF so you can like learn more about Verda Stello and our characters and also play them at home. as well.
I heard that's
It's almost
true.
like that. I also got a new bomb and some new cool potions that I will unveil during play, baby.
fair.
Tight.
Ooh.
Brandon's taking a leaf out of my book, which is I'll tell you about this later once I pull some shenanigans.
Yep.
And then much like a mom coming back from her second shift, I'm like, all right, whatever happens, happens.
Mhm.
Schiffinigans? Is that?
Schiffinigans.
Anything?
Ooh.
That sounds like a Italian Irish pub.
Yeah, it does.
Least my wife, Julia Schifini, what do you got?
Hey, it's me. So I got a new 4th level spell,
Ooh.
which again I will tell you about later because it is the most shenanigans spell I think I've ever seen in a playbook ever. Shout out to Valdas.
Considering how you keep making items move 2 feet to the left,
best.
I'm
The
very
best.
interested in what that means.
It's funny you bring that one up, Eric, because this is somehow even more so.
Can you imagine having that ability if you, growing up, if you had a sibling? Like, could you just move everything like a foot to the left when they're not looking?
Yeah.
God, that'd be so fun.
Yeah. I mean, that's just also me when I wake up and I like go to put my feet down, you know, like out of bed and I like fall.
At 6th level, I got a new craft feature, so something that is specific to the Tea Witch, which is actually really great because it is a sort of addition to what we were discussing during the Bullseye Games arc, which is called Shapes and Omens. When you finish a long rest, you can examine the shape of your tea leaves. The GM tells you a shape that hints at future events.
Yeah.
Nice.
Julia, we're not playing Monster of the Week anymore. What are you talking about?
But I want to do this. It's something that Valda says I can now.
So
So,
fun.
at the end of every long rest, now you have to give me hints, Eric.
I mean, fine. I'll just traumatize you more, giving you more XP. That's fine.
Fantastic. And then I also have at 7th level something called Improved Familiar, which basically it allows me to have a couple of different shapes for Nani if I decide to change Nani from a seaweed octopus into something like a swarm of insects or a bronze wormling or stuff like that, or whatever the equivalent would be in Verda Stello. But I have a lot of different options now of Nani traveling in different forms, which will be perhaps sad. Or I might not use them at all.
Well, I was going to say, unfortunately, Julia, you can't use that because Nani's perfect.
Yeah.
So there's no
Nani is
improving
She
it.
can't be improved.
And then the only other thing about Improved Familiar that I feel like is relevant to our interests is that now all of Nani's attacks count as magical attacks.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
So for like avoiding resistances to non-magical attacks and stuff like that, Nani would still count as magical because she is cute.
Nice.
And also, I have 50 hit points now.
Ooh, okay.
I'm beefy.
I have the least amount of hit points.
Well, you're an old man.
That's
Umbus.
true.
The
Umbus
Umbus.
is old.
Umbus.
It's
It's like the 50th anniversary of hip hop's inventions, and so to celebrate, Umbi is coming out with his mixtape called Umbus.
Nice.
Umbus.
The Umbus files.
Probably in our next level up, I'll get more hexes. But right now, I only have my regular hexies.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm very excited.
Well, can I give you some other interesting stuff? Like,
Yes,
can I give you some sneakers to make you feel better about it?
That'd be great. I love some sneaks.
It's the only way I know how to express love because that's how my parents interacted with me.
That's nice.
It's okay, Eric. We're all living here in the Air Jorbans extended universe together.
Right. Hey, it's Corsair Jorbans in this one.
Corsair.
Get it?
Jordans.
I do. It's an incredible thing.
Pirates!
That was a word that as a kid I only ever read, and so in my head I called it Corsair.
Yeah.
Not
Is
bad.
that right?
That's pretty
close.
good.
Not bad.
That's fine.
Eric, I legit just got that when you just said that.
Good.
Good job, Brandon.
Good.
We love that for you.
Brandon, you represent an important part of our listenership.
It's true.
Oh, boy. All right. You want to do the actual episode?
Yeah.
Since it's the start of a new arc, we're starting with a drone shot as everyone on the Sea Whip is running around chasing Arello, who seems more slippery. He's glistening in the sun, which obviously I'm catching the sun, the flare, a J.J. Abrams flare from the sun in the camera while I'm doing it.
Did you borrow my body oil?
Did you oil yourself up in anticipation that we were gonna chase you?
That was a one-time thing, Arello.
Troy, you don't even need it. You glisten naturally.
Thanks.
If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
Oh, God.
We know, we all saw that carved on a tavern table once.
It's my mantra. Catch me. You hear a klaxon go, and it's like new arc, new arc, new arc comes across the screen. Okay, fine. Thank you so much for chasing me, which is how I get all of my steps in.
Can it have ended because Cammy used Scurry to make like a root like come across his path and make him trip?
It's good.
It's cheating, but so is everything happening here. There's no rules in chasing me around the island.
No rules when you're a pirate.
No rules, just right. Outback, the restaurant.
I was gonna say that would be a great slogan for the Outback Steakhouse.
Umbi, you should tell them.
I should.
I know you guys are like best friends.
With the restaurant?
Yeah.
No, he just eats there with aubergine every month.
How, you do that?
Yeah. I know everything. It's in the tea leaves.
Everyone sees it all the time. We've all seen you do it constantly over time.
But I wear a mustache.
You're the only pawpaw fruit on the island.
Not to like talk about your shape, bro, but it's very distinctive.
It is super distinctive.
Thank you.
Okay, hold
You're
on.
welcome.
Okay, hold on. And then Arello puts his hands on his knees and breathes hard for 5 minutes.
Troy rubs circles on his back.
Did you know that gym teachers tell you not to do that, but you do actually get better oxygen and recover quicker when you lean over and put your hands on your knees?
I did not know that.
They all lied to you.
Sounds right.
Okay, I'm better. So, now that you've caught me, I can tell you where the Divine Labyrinth is.
Great.
Cool.
Thanks.
You would think that the amber we gave you would be enough for you to tell us the fact that we asked you to find out, but sure.
And you think someone would have asked me why I was tied up in someone's cargo hold, but I guess we're not asking each other anything about anything. We're just moving
we
forward.
probably know why.
We came to get you.
I assumed it was a sex thing. I don't know.
We came to get you. That guy was totally evil. He like blew up the whole island, as you remember.
I do, but no one asked. Everyone's always, what does Arello have, not how does Arello feel?
All right.
All right. You're right, you're
Arello,
right.
what? Why were you tied up in the basement, and how did you feel about it?
Troy puts both of his hands on either side of Arello's face. He goes, "How are you, Arello?"
I'm fine. I'm burying all of my emotions down. This was a trap. Now you're vulnerable. I'm raising my prices because of trauma. Okay, so here's what happened. And then Umbi put me on his shoulder, and then everything was fine. So here's what I found out. First of all, no one wants to go to the Divine Labyrinth. I have my notes here. It says everyone calls it boring, stupid, and why would you go to an even worse museum?
It's a museum?
No, it's not a museum. A museum has things in it.
So this is a museum without things in it?
That's just
a
called
building.
That's just called a ruin, Cammy.
Well, why would you bring up museums if there's no museums involved?
I mean, that sounds like a good place to hide something. I hear museum, my brain just turns itself off.
Exactly. Cammy, I bet you went on that tour looking at the underneath of the stadium, nerd.
And it was amazing.
And I bet it wasn't plot relevant at all, stupid.
Well, Arello, you can answer that question yourself.
Arello, are you going to tell us, or what's up, man?
Please, dear.
We caught
pleasure.
you fair and square.
By the path, Arello, please.
Well, I know how to go there. I'm just saying that I don't know why any of it would happen. Is there a reason why you have to go to the Divine Labyrinth?
Because there's things there that we want, Arello. We're pirates.
No, I'm telling you there's nothing there.
But there
You're
might
my
be.
friends and also occasional lovers. So I'm trying to give you...
What?
Hold on.
Hold on.
Not me. Not me.
Not me.
Not me.
Not me.
Who the fuck?
So I'm just trying to look out for you. Why you would spend time doing something that doesn't even matter.
Arello, we appreciate you, but I think you need to take care of yourself more and do less for others when they are like, thank you, Arello, that's enough. You know what I mean? Because like, you can keep doing things for others again and again. And then they're like, chill, thanks, bro. And then you're like, wait, but I did so many things. So instead, do exactly only the things that we ask and pay you to do in a timely fashion.
Troy, you seem to mistake this interrogation as kindness when I'm just a nosy bitch.
All right, do you want some tea about like my BFFs from home and how they hate me now?
Oh yeah,
Troy, focus. Troy, focus.
Oh,
It's a reward. Umbi, it's a reward. You taught me about delayed gratification, what with the marshmallows.
Arello put...
I still have one in my bunk. I haven't ate it. It's been like 10 days. And every day I think to myself, I'm getting stronger. This is the muscle of my will.
That's true. That's true. You are. I'm proud of you, Troy.
Hold on, Julia needs a second.
I just had a real childhood flashback there for a second.
Did childhood Julia just eat the marshmallow real quick?
Julia had to learn that object permanence in the marshmallow for sure.
I love that's not even what the test is about, but you had to learn object permanence first
No,
and then do
like the understanding that like if I eat this, then it's not there anymore and I can't have it again.
Cute.
Arello says, oh, hold on. I have to talk to Troy about something important that I can't talk to you about. It has to do with my warts.
It's a reward for after.
Arello turns his back to Cammy and Umbi, and you can hear all of this anyway.
Troy shrugs.
Cammy, so it's definitely Troy that has sex with him, right?
I mean, I don't think so. I
Okay.
don't think Troy's had sex.
All right, well, let's listen in. That was my
Troy
guess.
doesn't seem interested in that. Anyway,
So is it for royal business? You could tell me. I was a marquis.
That's chill. It is royal business in that I am royal and it is my business, but it is not for the House of Breakstone. I'm just gonna level with you.
Oh.
I mean, ultimately, it would benefit them, and so you could be like, "Oh, sorry, it is a royal secret because I am royal and it is my secret."
Huh.
Does that help with like the drama and stuff?
No, that was cold tea. Fine. Arello turns back.
oh, whoa, they're back.
Whoa!
Well, the other reason why I'm trying to keep you from doing something that's unnecessary is the only way to get to the Divine Labyrinth is you have to navigate through the boiling reef.
Oh, no.
Sounds fun.
Well, yeah, it sounds like, Arello, you're trying to tell us that you realize that we want to get a thing, but it's maybe not there, is what you're saying?
Yeah, there's nothing there, and also, it sucks. I sweat through my shirt thinking about it. And I have the loosest shirt ever. It's barely a shirt.
Arello, it's a great thing you're not going to come with us if we go then.
Well, what would you based on some plant-based pun on TripAdvisor, Where should we go instead?
Hey, kids at home, fill in your own fun.
I've been trying to think of one for like 5 minutes, so I can't come up with one.
Tree advisor.
Yeah, tree advisor.
So this is a rhyme. You want to keep the ip, I think, you know?
Tree advisor's fine. We'll come back to it.
We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it.
Yeah, let's go back to it. But no, it's just towards the boiling. It's just towards the boiling reef, and then you have to navigate it. It's the only reef that's 70% volcano.
Orlo, we're trying to find something small and really important that people would have stashed somewhere where nobody thinks it's going to be. And so that sounds like a place it would be. You know?
That sounds like the rumors about, like, the hold that we tell people so they don't come here.
We're like, hey, don't come here. Huge crab may eat you.
I don't think Aurelio's getting it, or we're not getting it. One of us is not getting it, so I'm just going to level. We're looking for a key that... And we heard it might be in the labyrinth.
Do we know that that's the key in that labyrinth?
I don't know. It could be one. It's probably one of the other ones.
What were they again?
I don't remember.
What, the key? Oh, like from the salmon rhyme keys?
Yeah,
that one.
I thought it was I thought that was a metaphor for like strength and virtue.
They might be.
It might be.
Oh.
Well, there's at least one real key that we saw.
Aurelio, do you know all of the key names? Or description? Do you know the whole poem? Tell me the fucking poem, Aurelio.
Oh, sing for me, brah.
No, I only know it again. Again, I was a marquis. I had more education mostly about where to put plates than anything else.
You know
Where do you
what?
put
You're
'em?
still the best at it I ever knew.
You stack them on top of each other, then you move downwards. It's tower style. You
Nice.
have your salad plate, and then you throw it away. And then you have your first course, and you throw it away.
You know, I should tell the Breakstones to do that.
More you know.
In your dramatic return to becoming King of the Crags.
Yeah, and don't you want me to return
Sorry,
with all
what?
the keys and the salmon?
Wait, what?
Well, I assume that that's what all of this is happening. Is Troy's going to return and overthrow his brother and become King of the Crags? That would be delightful.
Nah, I just want to be a pirate.
Oh, okay,
Nah.
cool.
Oh, okay, tight.
I just want to be a pirate, find the salmon, do something sick, make my brother love me. You know.
They couldn't do that because then they'd have to rename themselves the Break Plates. Anyway, continue the talk.
Umbi, that's good.
Okay, so Volcanic Reef, where the labyrinth is. You claim there's nothing at the labyrinth. It's a boring museum full of non-things. I'm still sad about the museum part.
full of Cammy again. A museum full of non-things is just an empty building. So yeah, you can go on that way. But of course, I mean,
Is there another way?
well, I mean, the only either you're gonna have to navigate the volcanic reef yourself,
That
but
sounds bad.
It sounds tight. I do want to visit that at some point.
Is there someone who knows the volcanic reef that could navigate it for us?
Or like an easier secret way that only really, really smart, glistening former marquises know?
well, stop.
Blink.
No, really, stop, Troy.
Well, I mean, I guess we're being very cavalier about the whole my liege Troy Riptide thing, but there is a craggish outpost there which can give you directions through.
That's like you!
Tight, let's do that.
Sounds great.
Let's do that.
If that's not, if some dramatic medieval romance happens and you don't tell me about it while you're there, I'm gonna be so mad at you.
What if I bring you back like a favor?
Yes, of course, that would be lovely.
Well,
Can I wear it like as a garter on my thigh?
yeah.
Oh,
or like
absolutely.
pinned right over your breast as a worst case scenario.
I would love that.
I know
You
would.
know I'd love that. That's the only thing that's on my Amazon wish list.
Arello, I was already planning on it, but now I'm gonna get you too.
Oh, thank you.
Where's the breast pocket on a slice of Tangelo or whatever? Rollo is?
Same place. Same place. Right
The
over the boob.
breast, Brandon.
It's still the breast. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to go towards the Divine Labyrinth, you got to go through the Boiling Reef. But it just so happens that there's a craggish outpost nearby.
Makes sense and also convenient.
Yeah, but well, you know that the people in the crags love hanging out near something terrible.
That's why
Yeah.
I said makes sense.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, guys. They may be real mad at me, but we're gonna try.
We'll do it.
I'm sure that things haven't spread that quickly from the Bullseye games.
They almost certainly have.
Yeah.
we cut to a series of green folk picking up approximations of phones and talking to
Bananas.
each
They're
other.
bananas.
Well, it's bananas, and then it's like a kiwi, and then it's like a
Little stick.
then like a bushel, and then a
And then a
stick.
hamburger.
Yeah,
Inchworm.
giant snail.
Giant snail.
Ooh, giant snail's good.
Oh, like a conch. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
We got there.
Hell yeah. Well, you all asked me if you wanted to pursue the that you wanted to go to the Divine Labyrinth, and that's the only way to go.
I'm into it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Let's confront my past. Woo!
All right, everyone put your hands in, and on 3, we'll say confront Troy's past.
Okay, ready.
1, 2, 3. Confront
Confront
Troy's
Troy's
past. I
past.
said that so badly.
Incredible. We zoom out to see the full map as we are going to slowly move the Sea Whip towards the boiling reef.
Is it like Sea of Thieves? Is it like that sort of map where you see the boat go along?
Yeah, or like in Kingdom Hearts 2 when you're driving the gummy ship and it's really zoomed out.
Yeah, I love it.
I was thinking like in Indiana Jones where he's like crossing countries and stuff like that. Just a big world map and then like the little dots of what our path is.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we do a weird circle where
Yeah.
we shouldn't.
What country is the boiling reef closest to?
The boiling reef is closest to the cracks.
Nice.
That makes
Although
sense.
we've talked about this before, but the governments are certainly invested in the wish-granting salmon and bringing back the Cascade, of course. So there are places of the governments of the various countries of Verda Stello where they have representatives or like they've taken on little islands of their own and built like consulates and embassies and outposts.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I love it.
Hell yeah. So, on the boat, we are back. The wind is in our hair. The sea, we're all sea beans here. We're all a little bit salty. Everyone's at their station. How we feeling being back out on the rails after seeing a lot of people die because of choices we made?
I think it's a little jarring, but at the same time, at least our energy is better than coming back from Smoky Island.
It's true.
I mean, look, it's not our fault that a giant sea monster existed and tried to kill everyone, We
That's
just
true. That's a good
failed
point.
at trying to stop it, so,
Hey Brandon, that's a really good mantra.
It's an optimist point of view, Eric.
It's for the heralds going around and being like, we're not regressing on our vibes. The vibes, we're staying here. We're not going back.
I agree. Vibes are chill.
Umbi, stop looking wistfully out on the sea.
You can't make me!
Eric, as we're taking the boat to this craggish outpost, may I use one of my new class features?
Sure. What is that? What does that mean?
I would like to examine the shape of my tea leaves with shapes and omens, please.
Ooh,
That's my favorite
cool.
cereal.
So Cammy is going to be at her usual post where she is navigating. It's still full daylight out, so Cammy doesn't have to do much work on the ship at this point. And so she is going to enjoy her cup of tea, and when she is finished with it, she is going to examine their tea leaves and see what shape they have taken before this momentous occasion.
Hell yeah.
Interesting. Is there any other guidance for me there?
Yeah, let me pull up real quick. I'll read you the whole thing. The GM tells you a shape that hints at future events. For example, if you see a tower in your tea leaves, you might encounter a wizard on the following day. If you see a serpent, you might encounter a lair or a monster, etc. I think kind of in the style that we were doing in the Bullseye Games arc, you can just give me a shape and we can interpret it together.
Sure. Yeah. Let me think of a cool shape.
Think of a cool shape. Is it like a star?
A rhombus.
Interesting. Okay. Cammy, you look at your tea and you sip the last drop and you're waiting to see how the tea leaves come together. It's kind of interesting. It kind of looks blobbish almost. It's undefined. You know what it looks like in the way that when you look at a forest from far away or you're looking at a crowd, it looks like an undefined shape with a lot of smaller shapes inside it. You can see that your tea leaves have been shredded quite small. All of the tea leaves stack up on top of each other to create a mass of smaller things.
Interesting. So it's like the likelihood is we're going to see a crowd or a group of things or something that is a lot of individuals that are part of a larger whole.
I don't know. I'm not the one looking at the tea leaves.
I'm just interpreting as we go. This is Cammy talking to Nani, being like, "Oh, well, it looks like it's going to be like a crowd or a group of individuals that make up a larger whole. Interesting."
And Nani's like, and just smiling, just messing around with her sparking.
Oh, I'm glad you're practicing with it.
Incredible.
Yes.
Like when you get a drill for the first time, you're just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Still is like,
ah.
Chops.
Wonderful. I would love it if everyone could make a constitution check for me really quickly.
I'd love to do that for you.
Rude to
Eric.
ask.
Never ask a lady her age, a man how much he makes, or players to make a constitution check.
It's a check, not a saving throw, correct?
Just check.
13.
dirty 20.
14 plus 2 for 16.
Interesting. Now, Troy, I don't know if you would feel this because I assume that your shirt's popped off already.
No, it's just open to the navel.
Okay.
Catching the breeze.
Yeah, exactly. It's got a billow, but you still have to be professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was weird that Arello said that they had the most billowy shirt when Troy was right next to Arello, but
It's the most billowy resting shirt. Mine is most billowy when in motion.
Gotcha.
We've talked
Makes
about
sense.
it. Yeah.
It's really long in the back.
Yep.
It self billows,
Yes.
yeah. And I don't know if Umbi notices. I was concerned that Umbi would notice considering he's old and can't regulate his body temperature.
Rude.
But y'all are sweating. It is getting hotter as you are navigating your way forward. It is getting sweaty. It is getting damp. And it's not a dry heat, let me tell you that much.
I would say Cammy is thriving with that, being the only greenery green folk on the ship and enjoys the kind of heat and moisture that comes with that.
Yeah.
And both of you look over, and Cammy's like, "What a nice day!" And she has sweat through her dress.
Yeah. Maybe I should stop drinking hot tea. Would anyone like some iced tea?
I
Yeah.
would love some.
Cammy, do you have any stuff to help us keep cool? This is a lot. Whew.
I can make iced tea, and that's about it.
All right, fair.
As you are full steam ahead, and
Full steam ahead.
nice.
Hey,
yeah,
Nice.
yes, you're right.
Yeah, nice.
And it's getting warmer and warmer. Harold says, "Land ahoy?" Question mark. You see parapets on the horizon.
Oh.
Spiked tops of castle towers with big flags billowing off of them, poking out over the horizon.
Can Troy identify the flag?
Sure, make a check. Yeah, perception.
It's a 17.
perceptive.
17. Yes, Troy, you absolutely can recognize that because that is the Breakstone version of the Craggish flag.
Hey, that's where we're headed.
All right.
Wee!
Go, Harold, go.
All right, I'll go faster. Fine. The
Not
steam's
faster, just straight ahead.
I mean the steam is making it go faster. It's we're zooming.
Is that how steam works?
How are you guys doing? You okay, Harold, still?
If we distribute our body fast as far enough, we can mitigate the heat.
Oh, sure.
It's like laying out, yeah.
And Havana, we're almost there.
Uh-oh.
I think.
Oh,
Eric's
you were
looking
rolling
at-
Constitution to see
Yeah,
how
yeah,
he's
yeah.
doing. Sure.
Havana's like
yeah.
one of those dried orange slices you put in old fashions.
He's dehydrated.
Come on, Havana.
Cabby just spills tea on him, like half the iced tea that she just made.
Yeah. Gotta keep your strength up, bud.
Gotta rehydrate you, buddy.
He just expands like one of those towels that you put water on or whatever.
For the Trader Joe's sponge.
Yeah.
For sure. As you get closer, and then the ship is really zooming at this point. It's catching some sort of wind behind. You see that the parapets lead to an entire castle. You saw 1, then 2, then 4, then 8 flags that are now attached to spires and castle towers. And you're like, oh, there's just a full castle blooming out of the top of this island.
That's just a full ass castle, y'all.
Hey,
Yeah.
Troy. Is this
Not normal.
a really fancy Craggish building? Or is this average?
Nah, we usually don't build whole ass castles in our outposts. The main one looks like this, but that's because it's a bajillion years old.
Oh.
It's crag-ish, not crag full. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's the Earth's gonna split open, eat us all one day. So why make such a fancy house?
Eric, can I roll some sort of check to see, how old this castle is?
Sure, yeah. You can do history if you think that would be helpful.
Okay. My history's kind of low, but that's all right. Nat 20, though, baby.
Ooh. You're so mad that Aurello brought up museums. You're like, I have to identify something.
I wanted to know about the museums.
Here's-
Gotta kick something.
Here's what's interesting. You know, it's kind of funny for those of you who live in Europe, who have been to Europe. It's just wild to see like a castle just in the middle of nowhere. But it's also like, wow, look at this old thing that's been here the entire time, right? Like you can see it's old. No one knows what a new castle looks like, right? but
Sharp edges.
it's sharp. There's no moss in the ground. There's no salt weathering. This is a new castle.
Okay.
Someone has put these bricks together very, very recently. And it also has all of the modern conveniences that you might believe from Verda Stello society, from Greek folk society, just molded into the medieval castle. There's a satellite dish on top.
Oh, I don't
Wow.
even know what that is.
Next to the drawbridge is a ring. It's a ring doorbell.
Damn. I hear the cops can access those. Can Troy also investigate how fortified it is compared to usual? Is it the same level of protection as the main castle? Is it more heavily fortified, less?
Interesting. Okay, well, with this Nat 20, I'll also say that, and Cammy, I think that this would work because Cammy would identify this as well. So it is an outpost. This isn't like a consulate. This isn't like where you get your passport. You know what I mean?
Sure.
This is like a military outpost in a weird place, which is exactly what the Crags do. The Crags love going to places that no one else goes to and then setting up shop.
Sweet.
Okay.
Are there like active guards that are patrolling the ground?
Oh yeah, there's like dudes in doublets with the breakstone sigil on them, standing like, you know, with their spears and their crossbows, like on the castle walls that are looking out. As you get closer, you can see like with the sun behind the castle, you can see like the outlines of their little hats and spears.
Guys, I see big cannons. Maybe we should like put up the white flag or something.
Troy, should you break out your wings?
Yeah, Troy is unbuckling his wing covers.
Okay.
Interesting.
Cammy goes, Avast we have a prince.
Get up in the crow's nest. Look epic.
Yeah, all right. So Troy hands over the wheel to Harold and goes up, I think just to the prow of the ship. Crow's Nest is too exposed, too silly. You don't do that when you're in the Crags. But he'll just stand on the front with like 1 foot up on the masthead and salute in craggish formation the soldiers nearest him.
Cammy shapes water so that the water kind of splashes up against Troy like Little Mermaid style.
I was gonna say, if you look straight on to the boat, you can't see it. But if you went vertically like a drone shot, you'd see Umbi under, like right below
The fan.
Troy with like a mirror light card,
Sure.
just
Nice,
like
nice.
giving him
Of
the best light.
Thank you.
Of course.
We're really into what we did for the second challenge of the bullseye game.
Yes,
so we're
yes,
now we're like,
exactly.
we gotta make Troy look good always.
The wind pushing the Sea Whip forward starts to slow down, and then you see as steam bursts from the sea around all of you as you get within striking distance of this craggish outpost.
Uh-oh.
Ahoy, Crags!
Did you say ahoy, Crags? Incredible. One of the people on the castle walls takes out their crossbow and shoots something into the air, which then lands with a clatter on the deck of the Sea Whip.
Oh, nice. I never did notes that way. And Troy bends down to pick it up.
Oh, it's a banana phone.
Oh, great.
Cammy looks at it, it's like,
Is it wireless or wired?
It's wireless. It's a banana walkie-talkie. There's like
Oh, cute.
a big comic antenna coming out of the top of it.
Cute.
but also what if it was a corded phone that like connected back to the guy that just shot it?
Very good.
Actually, never mind. It's that.
Yep. A little brown stem.
Yeah, you see like the archer shot the thing, and then there's like a wire going, fire following.
So
it.
tangled. So tangled. Troy's going to pick it up and hold it out like between our three heads, like so we can all hear what's going on.
Halt! State your business at the craggish outpost upon the boiling reef.
Princess Troivides Hyperion Breakstone here, requesting aid and direction in service of my mission.
That never gets old.
I love having power, Cammy.
It's
Yeah.
a real mouthful.
I don't know what
You
that's
know why I
like.
like Troy Riptide. You know what I mean? It's like 3 syllables. Come on.
We have used the resources to send you our corded banana walkie-talkie. Please state your business without jokes and japery.
I have my sigil ring right here. There's not really a way for me to share it via the phone, but I am Prince Troivides Hyperion Breakstone, and I know that all of you call Hyperion Ho-Ho.
Also, look at his wings.
Yeah, Troy extends them.
Flap, flap.
Hold on.
1 sec. BRB.
It was part of a bigger rhyme. It was like, ho-ho the bobo, always singing sad, etc., etc. It was kind of mean.
sad?
Yeah, it was always kind of mean. I mean, he kind of like sings sad songs under his breath when he's trying to like cope with the weight of ruling. That's why I don't want to be king. Seems like really not fun.
That
It
sounds
doesn't,
really
you're right.
sad.
According to our, hello, are you there?
Yeah.
Hi, that's she.
According to our most recent information, Prince Troivides is no longer on this mortal coil.
Nah, they thought I died, but I'm still here. Listen, I get it. If you want to validate me, if there's any kind of like platform or messenger, I can show you my sigil ring. That's how you know. You see my wings? They look just like the king. Oh, you know what? Here we go. And so Troy's gonna take his signet ring out of the arrow it's hidden in his quiver, press some wax onto a note, and then use the friendship crossbow to send it back across the channel.
Oh, nice.
So he's gonna equip the crossbow. He's gonna equip the crossbow, stick it through the note, and then yell, "Friendly fire coming in, friendship!" and shoots it over.
What if you did call it a crossbow, though? all
It's
the
probably
time?
the crossbow.
Oh, a crossbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, as the arrow with a signet ring, and the arrow then responds.
Do you think when they answer the banana phone, they peel it?
No.
That's a great question.
No.
No. I don't think so, Brandon. Brandon, I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh, no.
I don't think so.
Hey, everyone make another constitution check for me.
Okay.
All right.
That's a 6.
19 plus 2.
Okay.
17 plus 2 for 19.
We're rolling really well today, Brandon.
Thank you.
Troy, you're probably busy negotiating right now, but Cammy and Umbi, it's getting hotter.
Okay. Cammy hands iced tea to everyone.
All right, let me see if I can do something about this.
Do you have something that you could do something about this with?
My crew isn't accustomed to the extremities out here. Can we please come to port?
We're trying to verify. We're trying to verify who this exactly is. We need to talk to Commander Vineyard. Please give us a moment.
Cool name.
Yeah, listen, our weapons are down, our hands are up, we got the white flag going. We need somewhere to sit that's safe.
Troy, make a history check really quickly for me.
19.
Hey, so part of the reason why you can be near wild natural features like the edge of the world or a forest filled with megafauna or maybe this castle is that there are natural defenses built in. So if things are getting hotter, yes, I would underline that thing you just said. It's probably not a safe place to be where you are at the moment. And then as you see more steam go,
By the order and authority of the family Breakstone, I require safe passage right now.
Well, Eric, I have a couple things that might be able to help, but I'm not 100% sure, so I want to run them by you.
sure.
I have a couple of new potions that might help. One is just called the Potion of Resistance. When you drink this potion, you gain resistance to one type of damage for 1 hour, but I don't know if it's a damage or not. And then I also have Cure All, which reduces your exhaustion level by 1, removes any reduction to one of your ability scores, removes the blinded, deafened, paralyzed, and poison conditions, and cures you of any diseases currently afflicting you. Would either of those help?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay.
I would say that
But give it a minute.
the thing that Troy said was this is a bad place to be, sitting directly in the mouth of this place.
Cool.
Please, if you are who you say you are, you can hold for a moment. I don't think that the steam. I don't think that the backyard of a craggish castle is too bad of a place for you to be, supposed prince.
Troy. Tell him you got an old man on the ship and he's not doing well. Oh, I'm so hot.
Yeah, it's bad for my crew. you can show me a modicum of hospitality,
Oh!
or else Ho-Ho's gonna hear about this.
I'm so old.
You have an old man on your crew? Why do you have someone so vulnerable adventuring with you?
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
so
I'll
vulnerable.
tell you later. He's right here. He can hear you. He's like 100 years old.
We found him.
But only barely because my hearing's so old.
He tells crazy stories and won't stop talking and tells me the same story again and again.
That
It's
is
a lot.
true.
We also have a doctor on board, and do I want to tell them that it's a male doctor? And this doctor can verify that this old man will probably expire because of the heat out here.
This is ridiculous. I'm turning around. Hyperion will hear about this.
Captain, I'm executing code Petunia, Rosebud, Apple, Beetle. He's given his signet ring. That is enough. This is obviously the prince. Let them through. Oh, of course, Captain, of course, Commander Vineyard. Of course, absolutely, sir.
Thank you.
Then you hear, "Wah!" as a guy goes flying over the castle walls, just fully over the horizon past your boat.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, what happened? Why?
Yeah, I don't break out the family name a lot, but no one wants to piss off the king, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Prince Trivides, we are honored to have you, sir. Please, come on in.
Thank you, Commander.
Oh, I'm suddenly feeling better.
Abernathy Vineyard, my liege.
Vineyard. Excellent. I'll remember that.
That's a cool name.
Pretty dope.
And we sail on.
The drawbridge is lowered, which then allows the water to flow out, which allows you to come inside of the lagoon of the Craggish outpost.
Eric, that's cool as fuck. I never thought about that. Like a castle built with water
Right.
inside.
Yeah.
So you can go in.
Tight as hell.
That's
Pretty
cool.
dope.
Yeah.
Tight
I
as
love
hell.
that.
And the tide brings you inside, especially as you hear as a massive jet of steam erupts exactly where the sea whip was only a few seconds ago.
Yeah, well, we don't fuck around with that kind of thing.
Huh.
Hey, it's Amanda, and welcome to the Midroll. This Midroll is brought to you by finding a record of sea shanties when you pop into a record store on a whim, waiting for your engage-anniversary dinner. Guys, it was so good. Welcome, first and foremost, to our newest patron, Lily. We are so grateful that you have made time in your budget and in your life to support Join the Party on Patreon. We can only make this show. The only reason we have no bad Tuesdays. Remember when there was a Tuesday worth nothing in the Join the Party feed? Remember that? It was terrible. And now we don't have that anymore because we have support from hundreds of you on Patreon. If you want to join, get your name read in this midroll, and get access to all kinds of extras like a whole nother every other week podcast from us called Party Planning, access to our patron-only Discord, and hundreds of bonus things. I tried to say posts, but it's like posts and audio and bloopers and tables that Eric has published and all kinds of stuff. Do it at patreon.com/jointhepartypod. This week at Multitude, it is a very exciting and special week, the likes of which we normally don't do because we exist as a company, right? Multitude is a podcast company that exists because of the support of listeners like you. And the best way you can support Multitude as a whole in our mission is joining the MultiCrew. This is our membership program that lets you, our listeners, help fund new work from us and get exclusive perks. So between now and October 1st, we are running the MultiCrew Drive. We are putting 2 whole weeks aside in our busy calendars to highlight all the ways your support makes a difference to us and how that support gets paid back to you, our community. Now, our goal specifically is to add 100 new and upgrading members, which include people switching from monthly to annual plans, to the MultiCrew by October 1st. And you can join for as little as $5 a month, or it's just $50 for the entire year. It's 2 months free. And you can get some amazing perks if you join by October 1st, like exclusive audio content, a mug that says, "This mug supports conversational podcasts that bring people together." And if you are on an annual plan of any kind, you'll be on our We Put 2023 on Our Back plaque. Now, annual plans are particularly helpful to us as a small media business because we can count on a whole year of support instead of that amount varying month to month. So just to thank those annual members in particular, and also because you get a sick discount, we are giving you 2 months free when you sign up for the year, plus the plaque, plus the mug. It's going to be sick. So to join us and support our mission and help make 2024 our best year yet, go to multicrew.club. multitude.productions.club. And again, you get all those cool perks if you join up until now, or in the next few days of now, until October 1st. That's multicrew.club. We are sponsored this week by 20-Sided Store. Now, they are our friendly local game store, but they can also be your friendly local game store through the power of shipping. Now, when they first started being a sponsor, the first sponsor ever joined the party, that's right, folks, they did not have an online store. But now they do, because you can shop online for, let me just look through, you can filter by word games, trivia, travel size games, storytelling, solo mode, sale, some things are on sale even, new arrivals, mystery, legacy editions of games, dice games, exit games, cooperative games, D&D stuff, classic games, Catan. What's on the classic thing? Ooh, fun. You can get Bananagrams, Clue, Chess, Monopoly, Elf Edition, Scrabble Classic 2021, Uno from 2019. What are the innovations in Uno these days? Who knows? 20-Sided Store does. So go ahead if you're in New York City and visit them at 280 Grand Street in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Just mention Join the Party and you will get a special discount. Or if you're shopping online, use the code PIRATE for 20% off your order online. All of that and more at 20-Sided Store, spell out all those words, .com. And finally, this show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Now, I am definitely no stranger to racing thoughts that keep me up at night. Sometimes I'll be super tired and I'll go to bed and I'll lay there and just be like, all right, I'm out of podcasts that can displace my inner monologue with someone else's exterior monologue. So I'm just here alone with my thoughts. What do I do? It sucks and really prevents me from getting the rest I need to feel like I can really start the next day with excitement. And that's something that I have talked about in therapy, about why things are keeping me up, why, those specific thoughts are the ones doing it, and what I can do when I feel a little bit alone or abandoned by my own brain. And I am really grateful that I had access to therapy via BetterHelp, especially during lockdown, especially when I couldn't find a therapist here in New York City that could take me as a new patient. So get a break from your thoughts with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/join the party today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/join the party. And now let's get back to the show.
They were kind of fucking around with us, though. That's not ideal.
Not usually.
Inside, this is it's like being in the inside of a diorama of a castle.
Aww.
It's almost like the castle is crafted around the lagoon inside. So you can see when you're looking at an open dollhouse, you can kind of see the open rooms everywhere. And it's just rooms on rooms on rooms on rooms. This is a full castle inside of here, built on the tiniest little moon strip of land.
It's amazing.
Interesting.
This is beautiful. I didn't know that your people built things like this. This is cool.
Yeah, it just looks like shit from the outside, but then it looks nice on the inside.
Just like me, baby.
Yeah. It's like the opposite of me. It's all right. Sorry, bros.
You hear thump, 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 and then as all of the soldiers and attendants of the Craggish outpost come down to the docks, and you hear the big thump from a big green hand that is coming out of the back of a perfectly manicured hedge green folk.
Cool.
Ooh.
With a fancy doublet with the Craggish flag stitched into it, and beautifully pressed pants pushed into those long fantasy boots, crushed black velvet boots. Ooh. And the big green hand is thumping forward, moving this hedgeman along.
Like how a monster in a treasure chest would move itself.
Yes, exactly like that. Exactly like that. Yes, big green hand made out of leaves and vines, grabbing forward, moving along, and then grabbing again.
That's
awesome.
Is
it like a square hedge or is it like a topiary?
Perfectly square hedge, Julia.
Gotcha.
Just if you took a magnifying glass, it would be perfect. It would be exactly 90 degrees. Cool. And listen, that's military regulation.
Of course.
Commander, I see you keep everything ship-shape around here.
Just because we're not a part of the mainland on the crags doesn't mean the things that we do on behalf of the things that we do on behalf of King Hyperion don't not matter. Of course. Please welcome to the boiling outpost. Your Highness.
Thank you, Commander, and please meet my esteemed crew. There is Umbi,
Hello.
Chamomile, Cassis. Of course, we have Dr. Havana, Tropicana, not using pronouns right there, just to make things easier on myself. And Syl and Harold, our first and other first mate.
They're both first.
First and first.
We're both the same person a little bit.
That's why they're firsts.
They're not dating. I've asked.
We are most grateful for your hospitality. We're actually on our way to the Divine Labyrinth, and we wanted to draw on your wisdom.
Absolutely, of course. You'll have to excuse us. We're just stunned to see you. If I could speak freely, it's a great surprise. We were all called back to be in the incredibly large and fancy funeral for Prince Troy.
Was it really, really fancy? Like, were all the plates made of gold?
Were they stacked properly?
Was there like rock rub favors?
Well, there was some gold. We have to reserve some just in case. We have to reserve some just in case the next house comes through.
Sure.
But no, it was beautiful. It was moving, and we're all moved to see you.
Well, it makes sense why that guy was really surprised to see me. Then I hope you don't deal with him too harshly. Of course, your command. It's your call.
Didn't they fling him out of the castle
Yeah,
already?
was that the guy that got flung?
We already have dealt with that. Guy.
Well, I also very glad to be alive. I am looking forward to seeing the king and telling him that. But in the meantime, I wonder if you could let us know about that whole labyrinth situation.
Yeah. Let me think first. Let me think for a second. Absolutely. Your Highness, this is not something that we can talk about in front of the in front of the men. If you could all disperse, please go back to your posts now. Slam.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
This
Troy
scatter.
opens his doublet a little more.
Just everyone scatters and runs back and be like, "There's so much excitement. This is all that is happening."
Goodbye.
Bye.
It's like, yes, please settle in. We can meet in my quarters. We can meet back in my quarters when you are ready.
Of course. Oh, and here, let me give you a royal favor. And Troy pulls out of his pocket a page from the cocktail book. It got a little bit loose, and it did fall out, and Troy was worried about throwing it away. So he gave it a little kiss and folded it up and put it in his pocket, and now he hands it forward to the commander.
What recipe's on that page, Amanda?
It's not even like on the start of a recipe. It's like halfway through.
It's halfway through a painkiller.
Nice.
True. I'm honored, Your Highness.
It's an important book to me.
Cammy, do the Craggish people like trash? Is that a thing?
I couldn't possibly say.
Me neither.
Ka-choo. It's also coming out of the back of his head.
Oh, that's even worse.
The big green hand. I feel
Scary.
like that's the best place it should come out of.
That's good.
Yeah.
So yeah, Troy turns around. He's like, "Okay, so haven't done that in a while. How'd I do?"
You seemed like a natural.
Thanks. I mostly just try to be less fun and more like I want to make fun of me, and that is how I I do it.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Ask if we can get some snacks.
Yeah, a little worried they did think I was fully dead, but we'll figure that out.
Not rock crabs, though.
No,
If
not that
you
one.
are going to get us snacks.
Yeah, we do have other things.
Okay, great.
All of the men had gross cuts. I would have to deal with that.
Like haircuts?
No. Lesion. No, like lesions.
Oh.
It was not.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, they don't really cover like medicine and caring and stuff in basic training, so I think they'd be really grateful to hear from you, Havana.
Yeah, I'll be busy. You could just do stuff without me.
All right.
Okay.
Havana, don't you want to heal them? Isn't that good for you?
Oh no, it's so gross.
Okay.
Okay, understandable. Eventually you'll get over that. I'm going to leave you some chamomile tea. That'll help settle your stomach while you're treating those nasty, nasty legions. Okay, so, Troy, you know how craggish bases work. Do they have something here that maybe stops it from being super, super hot so when we're out on the boat, we don't die?
We can ask the commander, but I haven't worked in this kind of environment before. The one the castle's on is more like lava rock, but only because it used to be lava, not because it's currently lava. Those are different.
Oh man, your feet and hands must be so smooth all the time.
Troy strokes Umbi's face.
It's all pumice.
it's wonderful.
So the whole thing is pumice.
I saw that guy's face, and I think I might know him actually.
Sure.
I want to see if
Whoa.
I might know him.
Yeah, Commander Vineyard for sure.
Well, Eric, I
Yeah.
did roll a 10.
Did roll a 10.
First time, baby.
Hey.
Congratulations.
So that means that I've met this person or their parents, according to age, years ago and got on well, or not, up to me.
Okay. Would you like to have gotten on well?
I think I knew their parents.
That's what I was thinking too, yeah.
Yeah.
You slept with his mom, broke up his family.
No.
Yep.
I think if Commander Vineyard, yeah, because I think that's also why Commander Vineyard wouldn't have noticed you immediately. If someone is running this outpost, I would think also they're like, it's so hard to be like a political person in like a medieval society like the Crags. So I think that there's only a few people who would have gotten such like distinction. So I bet you knew their parents for sure.
I bet you one of their parents or both their parents were like representatives that went to Overstock.
Yeah.
And like there's not a ton of green folk that have that sort of like body shape of perfection and like sort of like how they move. So maybe I didn't recognize him because maybe he was a baby,
Yeah.
or whatever. But I that's pretty rare. So I thought I might know him.
Well, I mean, his mom was kudzu and his dad was a pointy topiary. So
Right. Yeah.
Nice.
yeah, you'd probably just be like Ambassador Vineyard, I'm sure,
Yeah.
or something like that,
Euonymus Vineyard.
or Master of Trade or something, right?
Cool.
Quartermaster.
What do you say? You said Hieronymus Vineyard?
Euonymus, which is a type of topiary.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So Euonymus Vineyard is a cool name.
Euonymus Vineyard, Master of Trade. I think that's pretty cool.
You want a miss piece of me?
Yeah, I think that's wonderful. I think that's cool.
Cool. Okay.
Cool. We have to cut to like a really nasty bar, and like a wench brings out goblets of wine for a younger Umbi, just who's a CGI.
Looks the same.
Yeah, CGI, just slightly younger Umbi. And
Hello, this is Umbi Younger.
Ooh.
Smooth face.
yeah, and like a perfectly manicured, like pointy topiary.
Mm-hmm.
He's be like, Umbi, I can't believe that you negotiated that many bolts of silk for that many doubloons. That's incredible.
What can I say? I got the gift of persuasion, baby.
But I bet I can get that out of you if you drink more wine.
Ah!
I know that you're just drinking that watery overstock swill.
Hey, that watery overstock swill has a name.
And it's Brandon.
And it's called trash.
It is called trash, but it's spelled with like a different vowel letter. But
Yep.
Euonymus just pours the entire goblet upon, and it just like dribbles down the point of the topiary. Oh, two more for me and 4 more for my friend.
Thanks.
Damn.
That's what you're drinking. You're not drinking your wine.
I am. I just
You're just choosing to make those noises.
I didn't want to embarrass you, but you know.
When in Crags. Okay, sick. So yeah, I think y'all can pull yourself together, and yeah, you can head up to Commander Vineyard whenever you're ready.
Anything you guys want to do? Anything you want to ask? I was just going to be like, hey, what's the best way to get to the labyrinth? And also, have you heard of anything dangerous or good about it?
We should probably ask for like a guide, just because.
Oh, that's
nice.
smart.
Yeah, because then like someone who actually knows these waters can show us the way, and they're not just giving us like vague directions.
Tight.
Go 1 knot, and if you went past the old mill, you've gone too far.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we're in in the middle of a geyser, and that's no good.
Nah.
I would love some, to resupply the ship, maybe. Get some food and water on there.
For sure.
Ice.
Ice.
And yeah, and again, we should ask how they keep cool out on the seas.
Tight.
Yeah.
Oi, governor, it seems like you need some snacks. You need some snacks and drinks while you're out here on the sea. I can help you. And then you just see a bunch of ants that are now just bringing stuff onto the ship.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks, lads.
Of course, this is a no ice place. I don't know why anyone would want ice. Ice is warm. It's wonderful that it's warm here.
Oh, okay.
Different green folk need different things, know what I mean?
Different strokes for different green folks.
You're so wise, my highness. But still, we don't have. I don't know if ice. If you ask for ice, it's a sign of weakness here.
Well, how do you guys keep cool?
We don't.
How do you
okay.
stop the ships from disintegrating when they're out, among the steam geysers?
Oh, well, you just need to make sure that you have directions, love. We'll get you all set and all put together from the command of Reinhard.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, thanks.
Pip, pip, cheerio. Pip, pip. And that was a perfect British accent, right, Jasper?
Nice.
Sounded great to me.
Jasper's listening. You heard it. Wonderful. Yes, you're led up to the top of the highest parapet.
Here's my thing. It's like the more powerful you get, the more stairs you have to climb to get to your office or bed, and I don't think that's good. Like
That should be the opposite.
If I was the king, it would be right inside the door, so I could come home, fall right asleep.
But then if your castle gets sieged upon and someone breaks in, then they kill you immediately.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
There's a lot of people between the
Yeah.
door and your room that
Nah.
could stop them.
I forgot about the bloody coup what I participated in to get my brother installed as king.
I forgot that you had to participate in that. That's a little sad.
Yeah, I was 12. Anyway,
You were 12? How many people did you murder?
here we go. Too many.
How many's too many?
More than my age. That's how you become a man in the crags.
That's sad. It was real
Have to kill at least greater than one person per year.
At the top of this castle tower is a big wooden door with a big old clanger you can climb.
Last time I did that, a friend of mine died. So, does someone else want to do it this time?
I do.
Who is it?
Oh, we didn't even have to do it. He heard us through the door.
Oh, he heard us talking.
Prince Troy and his friends. Oh, I go by Troy now. Troyvides is just a lot of words.
Can you spell that?
Troyvides.
Can you spell that in the NATO code?
Tango, Romeo. Oh, thank you. I thought it was a test.
I thought that was a test.
Termite, rosebud, orchid, yellow, iris, verbena, daffodil, eggplant, stamen. It always embarrasses me that my name has a S. What is stamen?
Verbena is a terrible word for V.
No, Brandon, you see, Eric replaced the NATO alphabet with all plant and bug words.
I thought verbena was a legit one. I apologize. It's a great one for the green folk, Verda Stello one.
It's a great Eric original.
Yeah, no,
Victor.
it's Victor.
Victor.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
X is still X-ray, but it's of a plant.
Yay! Cute.
I love it.
Love
I
it.
apologize. It's awesome. Good
No,
job.
it's okay.
Yes,
It's okay.
Eric, that's great. You
No,
did
it's-
good.
I love it.
It's fine.
We were insulting NATO because we thought that was a NATO thing.
Oh yeah, fuck NATO.
Fuck NATO.
Fuck NATO. It's enter.
Whew, I haven't memorized that since I was 10 or 11 years old.
Oh, before the bloody coup.
Yeah, that's why it's still in the brain. Things afterward, not so much.
Is that like a trauma response?
I don't know. Hello.
Pinstronivities, friends, come in, please.
Hello.
Come in. If you could imagine what an incredibly put together office looks like, but it's medieval,
Ooh.
it's somehow everything's leather bound when you're looking at it. Nothing is out of place. All of the papers are arranged in an inbox and an outbox. The pillows upon the duvet in the corner are directly arranged in the corners. The curtains are exactly proper distance in between the windows and between the other curtains and between the door. It is an incredibly well put together medieval style office.
My dream. You're describing my dream.
Like what if all maesters were not insane people and were instead office drones? What would that look like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Please come in.
Commander, it's beautiful up here.
So now, you would think that it would be a distraction from keeping everything in the proper place that it's supposed to be, but actually it puts my mind at ease and helps things move into the proper places, just like an inbox and an outbox.
Nice. It's like on a ship when you have, all the masts and sails and rudders and cannons that you need. It's satisfying.
Unfortunately, I don't have that experience, so I cannot relate to it, but if you say it, it must be true, and that's part of the reason why I'm still bowled over of being able to see you and the... I guess I can only assume
Cammy.
you can only assume the wise elder who gives you counsel and the...
Cammy?
And me.
No, Cammy was the wise elder.
and the terrible, dark, powerful magician upon which you found, who teaches you all of the unforeseen secrets of the way that the world works and how can you exploit it.
Would you like me to read some tea leaves for you?
No, it would scare me and be against everything that I understand, and my mind would split truly in twain.
I mean, that sounds fun, but if you're sure.
No, no is fine.
Listen, there's a lot more out there on the Great Salt Sea than even we knew about back in the Crags, and I'm out there on a mission, discovering stuff and hopefully finding some power for the Crags. So I very much appreciate your hospitality, but is it okay that I'm here?
Okay is relative, undefined, unspecified. I am delighted to see you, but whether this is a breach of protocol or just a confusing thing that there's no way to fathom, it's when a prince supposedly returns from the dead. Though I did have a suspicion from the recent reports of the bullseye games and the destruction of Smallkey Stadium.
I know it doesn't seem that way. It would have been a lot worse if we weren't there, though.
Yes, yeah.
We keep telling ourselves that. It makes us feel better.
I can only assume. It's hard to predict the patterns of a zombie queen, but I could understand that she seems to be behind a number of tragic catastrophes happening upon the Great Salt Sea.
How do you know that Audrey was involved with all that? I was going to say Audrey and I are best friends, and then Cammy goes, Audrey and I... Question stands.
We are one of the outposts here of the Crags, and it is our responsibility to track the movement of unnatural enemies and the rise and the fall of the powerful figures out in the Great Salt Sea.
Has anyone seen her since?
Right, yes, around. She's certainly making her
Around
rounds around. It's almost random, honestly. And he goes over to the window and pulls down a big chart.
Yay!
Big map.
Yeah, and you can see that there's a big map of the Great Salt Sea and big X's with little R's written next to them.
Cool.
Be like, it seems almost random the way where she attacks and what she takes over. But it's every time, almost all times, it seems catastrophic. We did put together that that her main fleet was nearby the destruction of the stadium, and we had put together, and through reports, we did put together that it seems that the Dandelion Man seems to be underneath her thrall.
Oh, yeah, he is.
We did find that out.
I blew up a ship.
Heard about that too. Interesting.
I thought it was effective.
Eric,
Yes.
can I roll
Mm-hmm.
insight to see if I can see a pattern between these sightings?
Sure, yeah, insight. I'm going to make this harder because you're
Okay.
trying to make insight. You're using data to make insight upon a person.
I want to do detective skills.
Yeah, this is interesting.
I
It's
want to
definitely
Sherlock Holmes this.
it's certainly insight, but this is going to be difficult.
It's like tassiography, but of X's.
All right, how about an 18 plus 6? Is that
Ooh,
good?
24.
Pretty good.
Whoa.
Would 24 be okay?
Yeah, and why don't you ask a question?
So, Have you noticed any? I know you said you haven't noticed any pattern between the places that she has been taking over and attacking and stuff like that.
I want to see if there is any sort of connection between the places that we know we've seen Audrey or Audrey's cohorts. So, for example, Eska Island, Small Key Island, and potentially by the Book Depository Island.
For sure, yes. And you can certainly see that the X's with the lead to R's for Rotten marks off at least those two places that you've been. I mean, like, no, it did. We're still trying to figure out what kind of connecting issue there is. I think that, honestly, the thing that's most disturbing is just the body count of every single one of the places that she's been. Eska Island, an entire cult seems to be pulled under her thrall. Obviously, Small Key Stadium, the number of people who perished when it was destroyed.
We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, they're just like, I don't know, like when you
I just can't imagine their drowning faces.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, all right.
The fear that
Yep. But the more people she kills, the more she can bring back into her army, right? That's
I was
how
gonna
her whole
say
thing works.
she does do zombies, so body count should be high.
Yes,
Pretty rude.
that's what's deeply. We made the same assessment, and that's what's deeply troubling to us. Unfortunately, we can't. Unfortunately, we can't find any other pattern other than she's trying to grow a zombie. She's trying to grow a zombie horde.
Is there a how do I want to phrase this? Looking at the map and looking at the places she has visited, is there a very obvious area on the map where she has not visited?
The answer is no.
Okay, interesting.
It's like, and then he ends up pulling down different transparencies. One trying to spell words, one trying to make religious symbols, one trying to match it up with the architectural patterns of the major cities of all four countries.
The ley lines.
Yeah, all of a sudden there's another one for the ley lines. Yeah, for sure. There's no pattern.
He's probably interested in predicting where she's going to go next, but I kind of want to know where she's been before that. Like, could we estimate a first appearance before the first appearance, or a place that she seems to be headquartered?
Unfortunately, we only get report. It's only what people end up reporting.
Got it.
And I'm sure all of you know, as tactfully as I can say to you, Your Highness, pirates are not one to fully report on how they got, if I could be so bold, fucking owned by a zombie queen.
That's true. That is true.
Bad for business.
Absolutely.
Oh, I did know your dad. That makes sense.
Umbi?
You were too proper before, but now that you say, he used to say get fucking owned a lot. I thought,
I fucking owned you, Umbi.
Yeah. Oh,
You
boy.
knew my father.
I did. He was a great guy. Or he is a great guy. Is he still alive? I don't know. Am I still alive? Who could say?
Yes.
For a bit.
Oh, yeah.
Cammy looks at you.
Confirmed.
Yeah. You knew my father, Euonymus Vineyard?
Yeah, we were drinking buddies.
He's
Where?
so old.
Where?
Well, I mean, he would come to Overstock for like meetings and stuff where nothing would get done because nothing ever got done. And then we went out to drown our sorrows afterwards.
Incredible. It seems is a quite interesting crew you have for yourself, Prince Troy.
Only the best for a breakstone, that's what we always say.
And you,
Me?
Cammy.
tea woman, secret terrible tea woman with big hat. What can? Are you a powerful magician that?
The most.
I'm Cammy.
That's Nani.
This is Nani.
She holds Nani up.
Why does that octopus have an electric whip?
She likes it.
Is it attached to her?
Yes. It's a prosthesis.
Yeah.
What a wonderful world! What a wonderful motley crew you've amassed for yourself.
Well, listen, if you ever want to step outside the bounds of your command and come spend a day on the high seas. I can't guarantee you'll return alive, but if you do, you'll definitely have stories.
Well,
So are like the craggish people after
Oh, yeah.
Audrey, or are they just like reporting on sightings?
No,
Are they like trailing her?
I'm sorry, you must excuse me for my reverie, of course. No, they're only reporting upon it. No one's trying to track the terrible rotten queen. She's
Okay.
too
terrible.
It would be as my
Too
father would say, it would be fucking nuts.
Yeah.
That would be your
No,
dad.
that's true. We are. We're going to find her and make sure she doesn't kill anyone else. In the meantime, we got to stop by that labyrinth. So can someone help us get there without kind of melting?
Well, Prince Troy, I'll have to ask, what is your true intention? What is the goal of a former statesman, a powerful magician, and a wayward prince? What is your ultimate goal?
You can call me your uncle. It's fine.
Or grandpa?
Uncle Umbi.
No.
A bunch of men appear, arrows pointed at you.
That song is banned here in the
Yeah.
crags.
It gets stuck in my head.
Find the salmon, save the world, of course. Bring back the cascade.
Well, of course, that's all what we're all doing here. But truly, you're going after it?
We're gonna find the salmon, save the world, bring back the cascade, bring glory to the crags.
Cracks.
See? I'm telling you.
Crags.
See, guys, what you don't know is we chant that when our bodily functions are on the verge of failure. So if you get too hot, just chant crags, and then it sort of regulate everything. Yeah.
That's cool. That's smart.
So you must be going after the labyrinth because you believe the keys are real.
I mean, we've seen one of them.
That's what we got right now. Can we trust you?
You see, the key from the stadium is one of the keys.
I assume. I mean, I didn't see it close up or anything. Could just be a fake. Who knows?
I hope it's not.
Me too.
Interesting.
We're making real progress, and your help today will help us get the next one.
Are you going after it? You're not going after it, are you?
No, of course, I have to stay here on my post, but it is something that we knew. It's one of the pieces of information that's passed on from king to king. And now Prince Troy, you figured it out on your own. Incredible.
Oh, it's like the book that presidents get that say that aliens are real.
Exactly.
Wait, what do you mean? You're saying Hyperion knows the whole rhyme?
Ooh.
Possibly, I cannot say what the king knows or does not. But I know we know that the keys are real and not metaphorical, of course.
Of course.
Of course. I have always known that, just as I have always known how to read.
From the day he was born.
I'll have to say to all of you, you've been making quite a name for yourself out on the sea, but you are not the only ones searching for the keys and know that the keys are real. Especially if...
No, we met Tessie. We kind of know.
Yeah.
Speak freely, Commander.
Well,
I know your dad. We're buddies. I'm your uncle. Hey.
Sorry, I almost did it again. I'm sorry.
I can certainly show you safe passage through the boiling reef to the divine labyrinth, but there is something you're going to have to do for me first.
Asking
Besides
favors
Troy
of
being the royalty?
your prince?
Well, you are here at the same time as someone else, but I'd much rather give this to you than them.
Who's here?
Who? What?
Well,
If she's a bunch of rainbow carrots, I swear to God.
no.
We could just kill Lucky Edie, guys. I'm just saying, like,
Why?
She seems
She's so
nice,
neutral.
But
Well, Prince Troy and your powerful crew, how would you like to be privateers?